So we're finally here. We have another wonderful woman that I'm excited to have a conversation with for Dress Her in Dignity. It is the Maiyo Febi. Welcome,
Thank
Maiyo.
you.
I'm so excited to
Thank
have you on
you.
board. Thank you for joining us.
My pleasure.
All right. Maiyo, can you just start by telling us a little bit about who you are and what does Maiyo do?
Who am I? I am a child of the universe. I am deeply passionate about helping people find meaning in their lives, especially in a work context. And I do that through coaching, workshops, and also facilitation. Because I think there's too many people in the world doing stuff that they hate, feeling heavy, bogged down, showing up in spaces that they know they've outgrown. So as a coach, I help them find their North Star and navigate that and live a life that inspires them, a life that they're proud of, they're happy to be in, and they're passionate about.
Love that. So you help us find our inner purpose.
Yeah, in a nutshell.
Love the North Star.
We all need it, right?
Yeah.
It's easy to just get lost in this world.
Sure. So you actually teach a lot of people, not just women, how to rise.
Essentially, yeah, it is that. It is.
Okay. And we're talking about the woman that rises. And you've got a bit of a story around how you are rising in your life journey. And I just, before we start about your life journey, I just want to find out, so what does an ordinary working day require from you? And talk about the parts that nobody else sees.
The beginning of the day is essential for me. And I was talking to your previous guest, Jill.
Yes.
And we were talking about the power of walking, like every single morning walking. And that's something people don't think contributes to a work day. But for me, that's an important start. And then thinking through all the people that I'm going to coach and what it is that I want to bring for them, I think is important for me, because coaching is talking to somebody for an hour, but the prep work, the spiritual aspect for me is important to help people get to where they want to be. And also after the session, that's also an important thing in terms of closing out, because some of the conversations are really emotional and charged. So releasing that emotion, because that emotion is not mine to carry. I hold space for the person. When it's done, I have to release. So I think those are two important aspects of the work that I do.
So how is it not fully appreciated? How would you say the world does not fully appreciate what you do?
I would say it is appreciated to a greater extent, but I think what's not appreciated is the power of coaching and the work that I do. Unless you've experienced coaching, it's one of those things that's difficult to explain to somebody, to say no, but everybody should have a coach, because it's often seen as a premium product.
Yeah.
Which is understandable. I mean, it doesn't come cheap. It's not like
Yeah.
it costs 500 Rand to get a coach. It
Yeah.
costs way more than that.
Yeah.
So that price puts people off in the bigger scheme of things, because they're looking at their budget and they're thinking school fees, groceries, car installment, those things are more of a priority. But in order for you to make more money to sustain your lifestyle, it often requires a mental shift, because the amount of money in your bank account is often a reflection of the work that you have done with your relationship with money. And that's mental. So if you're not in the right mental space, you can work as hard as you like all your life and never get to a financial position that you're satisfied with.
So we are in Women's Month, and I'm loving how you are showing the nuances of coaching being important. Is it any different coaching women versus men?
It is. It definitely is for me personally, and for the person that I'm coaching, because I find that women are more receptive to my guidance, my insights and experiences, whereas men tend to be more questioning, which is good. I'm not complaining because it helps me think through on a deeper level what it is that I'm sharing with them.
Yeah.
Because I'll share something, a framework or something, and then they'll say, okay, but this framework, have you considered this and that about this particular framework? And I'll be like, yes, I have, and this is what I've come up with. So they're more interrogating, if I can put it like that. That's the main difference that I've seen. And they're also skeptical about the validity of whatever it is that I'm sharing. So I often say to them, go and try it and come and thank me later once you've tried it out. And 100% of the time, they're always like, wow, it's something completely different you've exposed me to, and I'm glad that I followed through with it.
The change is in the doing.
Yeah.
It's in the doing.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So you, in terms of your work, you're talking about you being there for your clients.
Yeah.
What motivates you to keep showing up? And how do you even show up on those days where you don't have the strength, to be there for others, or even yourself, I guess, where you feel like it's a day where I'm feeling stretched. I'm feeling like I'm exhausted. I'm tired. I'm feeling like I just don't want to be around people. Coaching is a people. It's a people industry.
Yeah. No, that's a great question. What motivates me? I wouldn't say there's the thing that motivates me, because coaching is who I am. I don't know how else to be on earth and not be there for people.
Okay.
It's how I'm hardwired, and even when I'm just having a chitter chatter conversation, you're standing in the queue, you're talking to someone, my mind is always geared, how can I help this person? How can I help this person? How can I help this person? And sometimes I don't need to help anyone, but that's the voice that's constantly playing in my head. And on the days where my energy is low, I like to call them low energy days, not bad days.
Okay, all right, we're learning something new.
When I'm having a low energy day and I'm not at my best,
coach us, thank you.
It's important for me. No, language is important. It's important for me to accept and to validate that I'm not at my best. Because if you lie to yourself, or you pretend that you're not feeling down, then you're setting yourself up for failure. But before a coaching session, especially sessions where I'm like, I don't want to do this, I'm having a low energy day and this person is difficult to coach, I say to myself before I go in, I say, I don't want to do this, but I choose to do it anyway in my low energy state.
Powerful.
And what happens then is that it almost lifts, it frees up that emotion, because then it's not gripping me, simply because I've acknowledged it. I've brought my awareness to that emotion, and then it's no longer an issue. And it also unlocks new dimensions of depth when I'm in a low energy state. There's another layer of emotions that I have access to simply because I'm in a low energy state.
Sure.
Yeah.
I love that. I love the fact that you say you acknowledge the state that you're in.
Yeah.
The low energy state.
Yes, gal. Yes, correct language.
And
Yeah.
then you make the choice
Yeah.
to show up.
Yeah.
So in your line of practice in industry, of the women that you have coached,
Yeah.
of the women that you have coached, and obviously not delving deep into individual stories, we're just talking, general information here.
Yeah.
How many women would you say are expected to succeed at work while they are carrying like significant, challenging responsibilities at home, and they are struggling to navigate that tug of war?
I think every woman is expected to perform regardless of what's happening at home. And what I always say to that is there's no such thing as work-life balance.
Yeah.
It doesn't exist.
Myth versus fact.
Yeah, it doesn't exist. For me, it's more around integration.
Yeah.
So how do you integrate your workload with your personal life load, your family life, if I can put it like that? Because to say this is my time for work, this is my time for this, it doesn't work. So if you're sitting at work, for example, and it's 1 o'clock, there's things happening at school. Right?
Yeah.
You can't say I'll attend to my child at what time.
Yeah.
There's a game on and parents are there.
Yeah.
So we need to create an environment where we move fluidly from the different roles. And with working from home, for example, with me, most of my work is done at home. Sometimes my daughter will come into the frame and she'll be like, "Hi, everyone." And before I used to die, I'd be like, "Oh my God, this is so embarrassing." But that's the nature of the world that we live in. So if a child comes by and says hi, we shouldn't be like, "Oh my gosh, this is terrible." It's done. It is what it is, right?
Yeah.
So most of the time, like, "Oh, sorry, my daughter just wanted to say hi." And people often say, "Oh, no, it's fine. We understand working from home." Other times, a dog will come, sit on somebody's lap while they're in a meeting. And then the person will say, "Oh, I need to feed the dog. Is it okay? Otherwise, she won't stop disturbing me." And people said, "Oh, it's fine. Go ahead. We'll give you 2 minutes." I mean, obviously, depending on the nature of the meeting, there's certain meetings that you cannot be interrupted, right?
Yeah.
But generally speaking, our routine work, day-to-day stuff, it should be okay for you to be able to integrate. So for me, it's about integration more than anything when it comes to performance.
Sure. So I'm loving the story you're narrating right now around working from home and striking that balance. It's an insert, I think it is on social media, where there's a gentleman, he's in a suit, and you can see this is a serious interview, and it's an interview with a news anchor.
Yeah.
And he's in his boardroom.
Oh, I've seen it. The minister or he's the politician. And the kids come in.
They come in one by one, and then the nanny, and it's like, oh my goodness.
I've seen it.
Now I'm thinking, if that were a woman, wow.
Yeah.
That woman would have probably felt even worse, because like you can't even handle the home, and you want to be able to.
True, so true. I've seen that. It's so funny.
But it's So you narrating it so beautifully. That thought just came to mind. It does happen. It does happen, and we just need to embrace the situations as they flow.
Yeah, exactly.
So I mean, in that type of scenario, it's important, I guess, for women to also have some form of dignity in the spaces where they are challenged, right?
Yeah.
And dignity is also something that's practical, right? Well, if we turn it into a practical sense. So I'm just going to give you my thought process here. It includes knowing what affects your income, we're talking in terms of rising and in terms of owning your career and your growth, right? Understanding how you manage your taxes and where you stand from a tax position, and having access to important documents, whatever your documents are, and being able to participate meaningfully in the financial decisions. So women may choose to rely on professionals sometimes, and they may also share responsibilities from a financial perspective with their partners. But at times, they should never get to exclude understanding their whole financial story, right? Have you been in a situation where you didn't have the full financial story? And would you able to come out of that? Do you have an example that you can actually share? If it's not a personal story, you can draw from one of the clients that you've engaged with.
Money gives a woman a space to live out her identity.
Sure. Please repeat that again.
Money gives a woman a space to live out her identity. If you don't have money, you will always play the role that the person giving you the money wants you to play. And you find it difficult to leave spaces that you know have served their time because you're tied to the money that you're getting from the person. And I personally have been on an interesting journey with understanding my money. For the longest time, when I was still married, I left the money stuff to my then, I don't even want to say the word husband, it's triggering. to my then child's father.
Let's choose our words.
I'm just honoring that feeling that
acknowledge.
popped up.
Okay, all right.
To my child's father.
Yes.
At that, well, he's
Yeah.
still the father, but
Yeah.
yeah, at that time when we were still in a relationship. So when I started my business, it really challenged me to understand money, my relationship with money. Because you mentioned taxes, for instance. I always used to be terrified
Yep.
about taxes and SARS and all of that. So I'll just bury my head in the sand. And then once upon a time, I came across someone that we started talking about finances and SARS and consulting and all of that. And they said the one entity you do not want to F with is SARS. You better make sure you understand what is happening. Even if you get somebody to support you, which is what I've done. So I have an accountant to help me navigate that space. But over and above, as a woman who is rising, you have to know your money. You have to know what you're investing in. You have to know the legal system, whether you're paying income tax or you're submitting VAT or whatever it looks like to you. You need to have a basic understanding at least, because as I said at the beginning, your money enables you to live out your identity. It's so, so important. Yeah.
Sure, you summed it up so beautifully. You have, there was drop mic moments. So owning our money story is important because it solidifies the sense of who we are, and it actually gives us the wings to fly and rise even higher.
Yes.
I love that. Sure.
Yes,
Thank you.
absolutely. You're welcome.
So when you think about a woman like you, an everyday working woman, what would you say society needs to recognize about her that is currently taken for granted? What would you say?
What is taken for granted?
This is an everyday working woman like you. You are, again, navigating life and its challenges or its valleys and its hills.
Yeah, I think it links to always having it together. I think people take it for granted that a woman will always figure it out, will always have it together, will always have the answers and the resources. And sometimes we don't. And because of that pressure, women then often only admit that they're not okay when there's burnout, when there's a breakdown, when there's depression. So I really believe that women in general should be more open to themselves, to talking about whatever it is that they're experiencing. Because you don't necessarily have to have a best friend and you call your chomi and you talk about your problems. Sometimes you could reach out to a subject matter expert. You could reach out to somebody who could be potentially your mentor.
Yes.
You could access online resources. You could join a group in your community, like something, than to wait for yourself to be completely burnt out and then now you're reacting instead of responding to the situation, because there's always warning signs that you're not okay. So I think that's one of the major things that's often taken granted about women, is that you'll just always figure it out.
Sure.
Forgetting we're human beings, we're somebody's children. I'm somebody's child.
And we forget that we're somebody's children. Everybody thinks women have superpowers.
And we do most of the time, but there are those moments where we're like, I'm taking off the superhero cape. I need to cry, and it's okay to just cry. Yeah.
So still talking on the money story, I wanted to find out now,
Yeah.
for you as a working woman earlier on, and let's probably talk about before even marriage. What do you wish as a working woman you were taught earlier about your money story and taxes?
That it's okay to want more money. That it's okay to desire money. The way you desire a man.
Oh my
desire money.
It's okay to desire money the way you desire a man.
Yes. That makes me like, I want some of that. Because I think
so money must not be frowned upon.
No.
It's a
no.
tool.
Yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Okay.
And there was a second part to your question. You said something that I wish I'd been told about money and taxes.
About money and taxes.
So
yes.
taxes is that it's mandatory. It's the law of the country. It's not something that you can dodge and outsmart.
Yeah.
So when you get understanding and knowledge early, then it makes, at least from a business perspective, in my context, then it makes things much, much easier when you make sure that you have processes in place to attend to that. Yeah.
Okay. I want to find out, just as an everyday working woman, what are some of the sacrifices that you've had to make in order to be seen as this, or be the successful woman that you are, or what have you had to prioritize purely because you're a woman, or by virtue of being a woman?
I've had to prioritize myself, my well-being, my holistic well-being. We spoke about exercise earlier, my mental health, my spirituality, carving out what spirituality looks like for me. I've prioritized that. In terms of sacrificing, it's letting go of people that I know cannot come with me on this life path that I've chosen, especially with the phases and the stages of life. There's certain phases that this one, they can't come. Whether it's a friend, it's a marriage.
They've reached their sell-by date.
It's like, we're good. Even relatives,
yes.
we have to let go of them. Yeah. And closer to home, I've also sacrificed, and I continue to sacrifice, and I don't feel guilty about it. It's time with my daughter, the last born, in the house, because I don't work a normal 9 to 5 day, right? I work hard some days, like some weeks. You won't see me. I'll be working from the morning to the evening. I eat, I sleep. That's it. Like, there's no time to engage and have soul time with my daughter. And then there's periods and days and weeks where it's calm, it's cool, and we have all the time in the world to do what we do. So navigating that guilt early on was the real game changer for me, so that even in my family, the bigger children, they'll know that, okay, this is a busy period for mom, we won't see her, but we know in a month's time she'll be more available. Yeah, so that's the rhythm that I've found in my world.
I like rhythm. Yay! What were you doing?
I've been dying to do that.
I know. I was like, I'm waiting for that one moment to give you find your rhythm.
Find your rhythm.
Woman, find your rhythm. I'm loving that.
Very important.
So while we're finding our rhythm, what does rising look like when it's not a promotion?
That's such a beautiful question. For me, it looks like being at home within your own skin, within your own body, your own mind, your own life, your own spirit. That for me is rising. And the rising in particular is growing within the understanding of yourself, knowing your triggers, knowing what brings you joy, knowing what challenges you, and being able to navigate whatever life throws at you, and knowing that you'll always be okay. For me, that's rising. That's rising.
We can drop the mic now. So I'm going to ask you to complete the sentence for me.
Okay.
This is the Dress Her in Dignity campaign that we're having this conversation for.
Yeah.
So I want to find out from you, a woman is dressed in dignity when she rises.
Within knowing herself in as many dimensions that open up to her. Yeah.
And there you have it. That is the Maiyo Febi from Maiyo Febi and Associates. Thank you so much, Maiyo, for joining us. This has been such a fruitful conversation.
Oh, it's been such a pleasure. Thank you.